No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. Novel coronavirus has come to visit us, the denizens of this tech-savvy earth, so suddenly and with such devastating powers that the super citizens of the developed nations were taken aback and confined to their homes. It has had catastrophic effects on the world so far. Healthcare systems are in a crisis, the world economy is collapsing, the hospitality sector is facing bankruptcy. One such question which came up before the courts was whether to postpone the hearings until the situation resorts to normal or not. For courts are a quintessential part of any democratic system, and even a temporary halt in the proceedings might deny the citizens their access to justice. What is access to justice? In simple terms, it can be defined as a citizen's right to defend. It has been recognized as a basic right in international systems and an important facet of the rule of law. The preamble of the Constitution solemnly resolves to give the citizens justice, social, economic, and political. Clearly, the proceedings can neither be suspended nor be delayed until the COVID-19 pandemic is over. Everyone needs and will need this justice in order to defend their fundamental rights. As things stand today, the likelihood of the courts functioning as before, that is, an open court with the litigants, lawyers, and judges, seems unlikely in the long run. This raises a very pertinent question. Where is the concept of justice headed? The Supreme Court on 6 April 2020 resorted to a mechanism termed as a virtual court system, which involves holding the proceedings through video conferencing so that the free and fair trial is not disrupted. It has put a blanket ban on the physical proceedings in the court to contain the spread of this virus. With only 2 or more judges in the constitutional matters and restricting themselves only to the urgent matters, the litigants are suffering. The greater challenge in these changing circumstances will be tested in the 700 district courts. While the metros and the cities have access to technology, the rural areas lack basic internet access. How will we ensure that the poor and economically disadvantaged have justice delivery in such areas? While e-filing has now been permitted in the district courts, where is the infrastructure in the rural courts? This stark reality of a litigant's economic deprivation and lack of resources undermines the very concept of access to justice. Another question which remains unanswered is that will an accused right will not be defeated when he or she is not allowed to be physically present in the proceedings? Does this not defeat the principle of an open court? Recently, the Supreme Court in the case of S. Tripathi versus the Supreme Court of India decided on the live streaming and held that the access to justice is incomplete when the litigant is not allowed to see, hear, or understand the course of proceedings. Since we are sailing through such tumultuous times, the Supreme Court has resorted to the unconventional method of video conferencing, because the conventional methods have proved to be outdated. Hearing the cases through the video calling is still better, though it is inadequate but better than putting a blanket ban on the proceedings. This would result in burdening the judiciary, which is already overburdened with a huge number of cases. But even while hearing the cases through video conferencing, the principles of live court must be adhered to. This method of video conferencing must be limited to the present crisis only, as the inadequacies in the infrastructure as well as other problems have been reported by the stakeholders. This technological innovation must be implemented through a structured and phased manner in order to ensure that the principle of access to justice has been implemented and achieved holistically. It must also ensure that the administration of justice is carried on effectively and the rights of the citizens are not untouched. I would like to quote Martin Luther, who once said that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So, the process of imparting justice must go on. Thank you. Jai Hind.